Hello and welcome to Citizens Business Bank Arena for tonight's Major Arena Soccer League game between your Ontario Fury and their Pacific Division rivals, the San Diego Sockers. Tonight is Fan Appreciation Night here in Ontario as we pay tribute to our fans with prizes and other surprises. There will be a post-game autograph session on the field and a post-game party as well. First things first, Jose. Joined by Jose Duran here in the booth at Citizens Business Bank Arena. My name is Brian Tabajay. The Fury enter tonight's game in a standings tie with the Tacoma Stars for the final playoff spot in the Pacific Division. However, Tacoma holds the first tiebreaker due to their 3-1 overall record over the Fury in head-to-head competition this season. So for the Fury to advance into the postseason, Jose, two things must happen in the final weekend here of the MASL. First things first, the Fury need to win tonight over San Diego, and then if the Fury do win, they will need Tacoma to lose at home tomorrow against the Kansas City Comets. Should those two things happen, the Fury will host Game 1 of the playoffs next week against this very same team, the visitors, the San Diego Sockers.
Yeah, big, huge game here tonight between these Sockers, and like you mentioned, the Fury are hoping that the Kansas City will be able to play spoiler tomorrow against Tacoma and extend their season. And this is the last game of the regular season, but hopefully for the Fury, they'll get an extension for that and head into the playoffs against this same Sockers team.
Well, tonight's game marks the first time that Ontario will actually close out its regular season at home in the first 5 seasons. The Fury have finished each of its previous seasons on the road. Ontario was originally, of course, scheduled to close out the season last week when Tacoma visited. A little pushback and modification in the schedule has them here tonight against the visitors from San Diego. The San Diego Sockers' overall record at 17-3. The Ontario Fury at 10-11. Of course, want to welcome all the Tacoma fans tuning in tonight. Yep. Their matchup is tomorrow. First things first, though, the national anthem here from Ontario. Beautiful rendition of our national anthem here from Citizens Business Bank Arena. If the Fury are going to win tonight, Jose, it's going to be one quarter at a time. If you remember last home game here against the San Diego Sockers, a victory for your Ontario Fury, but it was really 4 different games, meaning each quarter,
right?
Although the ultimate goal of each quarter against any opponent really is just to win, either draw or get the one goal advantage. What Ontario did the first quarter, a 2-1 lead. What they did at the half, a 4-3 lead. So on and so forth. They ended up winning that game. They also built a 2-goal lead against the San Diego Soccer Club, who never experienced a 2-goal deficit at any part of their season so far. If they need to win this game tonight, or they need to win this game tonight, excuse me, they're going to have to take it quarter by quarter, Jose. And
right.
First things first quarter's coming up. What are you telling your boys in the locker room before they hit the floor?
Well, they need to put the Sockers up against the fence early on in the game. You mentioned the previous couple of games where they played here in Ontario, they jumped off to an early lead, but they did so as well when they went over and faced this soccer team in San Diego, jumping to a 3-0 lead. Unfortunately for the Fury, they lost that game 8-6. But like you said, take it quarter by quarter, get a lead in every quarter, and they should put themselves in a position to win tonight.
So the Stars are sitting at 10-11 as well. They will play host to the Kansas City Comets tomorrow. Overall record for Kansas City, 6-14. They will have a tough task at hand. If things unfold here in the home team Ontario Fury's way, Kansas City will have to come on top against the Tacoma Stars tomorrow night up in Kent, Washington. For San Diego tonight, no shortage of all-star power that are going to be resting, so to speak, for the playoffs. Head coach Phil Salvaggio has all the big guns going. Luan Salas Oliveira, Craig Childs, of course. You look at Brian Farber, Zay Ribeiro. All of the core key players for the San Diego team are playing tonight, and you better believe they'll want to eliminate the Ontario Fury.
Absolutely, and this is the exact same Fury team that took that undefeated streak away from the San Diego Soccer. So there's a little bit of that in the back of their minds, and they've only lost 3 games the whole season, one of them to the Fury, the other to the Flash. So it's something that they have in their head, so the Fury are going to come up with everything tonight.
San Diego led by the aforementioned head coach Phil Salvaggio, assistant coaches Ray Talia, Rene Ortiz, Victor Melendez as well. Today's officials, crew chief Ramiro Cruz, referee for Fernando Pena, assistant referee Vince DiNardo, fourth official Steve Skill, and the penalty box official Andre Wolas. For your home team Ontario Fury, head coach Jimmy Nordberg, assistant coaches Thales Peterson, Giovanni Gonzales, and Kevin Curtin. Strength and conditioning coach Matt Holguin, head trainer Shelby Daly, team doctor Dr. Patel, and of course team president and GM Bernie Lilavois. Starting 5 for your Ontario Fury, Leonardo de Oliveira, Gino Kim, the captain Izzy Cisse, along with Juan Gonzales, and the other forward up top is going to be Charlie Gonzales to the far side. Working from left to right here in the opening quarter, donning their black kits, is your Ontario Fury, and Clayson DeLima getting the start in net for your home team Ontario Fury at overall record 3-2 in his rookie season. And the man in the yellow jersey for the San Diego Sockers tonight, Boris Pardo, getting the start over Toth this evening here from CBBA. Playoff appearances so far after 4 full seasons of existence. They did face the Las Vegas Legends in their second season. The Ontario Fury lost that game at home. Of course, back then it was a 2 versus 3 matchup to advance in the divisional round. And then last season here against the San Diego Sockers, lost in the 3-game mini third game. That was a rocket shot off the right foot of Maicon de Abreu. But a 3-game set against San Diego in the playoffs last year is a foul along the far side boards. That is Juan Gonzalez's exact identical. I cannot tell the difference between these two guys. Twin, Felipe Gonzalez, who got pushed up on the far side. He is up and okay. Good sign there. But looking for back-to-back playoff appearances, Jose, for the Ontario Fury in their 5th season here in Ontario. Starts with the first quarter here tonight, and hopefully things work out with Kansas City and Tacoma tomorrow. As deep ball sent into the near side corner. Childs pressuring there, and then now it's Adrian Perez. Right down the middle of the pitch, draws 2 defenders, lays it out to Belhaj, and now an open net and then deflected as Farber back-checking defensively for San Diego. Disrupted Andy Reyes' shot, who had a wide-open goal there.
You know, like Belhaj being a little too unselfish there. He could have taken that one with his left, but great defensive play for the Sockers.
And now Reyes after the ball chipped in near the edge of the box. Cisse maintaining possession here in their attacking third. Ontario with a lot of pressure here in the first couple minutes, just underway. Farber takes a deflection off of his arm up and out of bounds. Quick restart here along the near side to Belhaj. And now Cisse after the deflection. Trying to reset here, and San Diego will intercept. It is Escoto along the near side, defended by 3 Fury players. They earn the ball back momentarily, and then a foul call there on Matt Clare. As your Ontario Fury will settle things down here with 12:46 remaining in the opening quarter. You know what, Jose? After that loss in Tacoma, mentally, they didn't show up in the first half.
Yeah.
They decided to show up partially in the second and more so obviously in the fourth quarter, making a push. After it was 8-3 Tacoma, they decided to kind of ramp up offensively. In the end, it was too short, too little, too late. 8-6 loss in Tacoma, and here we are pushing for a final win here in Ontario.
Yeah, like you mentioned, it's all of mental here from now. How do you recover from a game like that after giving up such an important lead? And we see the Fury on the attack here.
De Oliveira steers it to the far side of Charlie Gonzales. Fingertip save by Pardo, and then controlled defensively from San Diego. Jose Gonzales will steer it to his rookie goalkeeper, De Lima.
So far, the first couple minutes, good. What I like seeing from the Fury so far, applying some pressure and getting on the opposite side of the field rather than being on the defensive side as they are right now.
Just underway here from Ontario. So glad you can join us right here on MASL.TV. My name is Brian Tabajay alongside Jose Duran here from Citizens Business Bank Arena. To the far side it works for Velez, defended there from Juan Gonzales. And the ball's worked to the far side boards. Gonzales again defended brilliantly and then just turns the ball over near the yellow line. San Diego will reset. Get some fresh bodies onto the pitch, and Pardo will play the ball now for the Sockers.
The Fury fortunate there. Nothing came out of that mental mistake and giving the ball away in the back.
Escoto along the far side, off the walls, and the captain Cisse had it momentarily. Now Escoto fakes a right-footed shot attempt, goes the opposite way, had De Lima completely going the other way, and just wide from Escoto. Best scoring chance so far for San Diego tonight.
Absolutely. And Escoto shows that class as he steps on the ball, turns, and here's a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd.
Oliveira, defended by Gino Kim, he goes right around him. And Kim tried to steer it to the near side boards, and then finally, it is Perez near midfield. Perez is in the award talks, and to you and I, Jose, we've seen him all season long for Rookie of the Year. Perez out of Ontario High School here locally, leads the Fury with 27 goals. A long-distance shot attempt is just wide off the right foot of Clare. 27 goals, 39 points for the youngster. The local talent out of the Inland Empire is Perez. He's not that fleet of foot, right? But he knows exactly what to do, how to do it, when to do it.
You know, I've been saying it throughout the season, that magical left that he has. And he was able to show that left against the San Diego Sockers the last meeting, scoring 3 goals and 2 assists. And one of those goals was an individual play out of another game that he scored. But he has a magical left, and like we said, for us, he's already the Rookie of the Year in our eyes.
Foul call along the near side boards as Clare was tangled up at Belhaj. Childs, Clare, Gonzales, Lovegrove, and I believe Escoto to the far side for San Diego on the set piece play. Childs, the man standing over the ball. He'll lay it across. That's deflected, and Charlie Gonzales will steer it up past midfield. 9:35 remaining here in the opening quarter. Gonzales plays back to Perez. Right-footed shot attempt is deflected off of Felipe Gonzales, and he'll steer it out to the far side to Lovegrove. Tangled up near midfield with Perez, and De Abreu trying to win the ball back for the Fury, and he does. Now, if you're wondering why head coach Phil Salvaggio is starting all of his talented core tonight against an Ontario Fury team, as Perez now takes it to the near side, going 1v2. He'll utilize his captain, Israel Cisse. Overall record in the MASL is what they kind of want to lean on as well. Not only do they want to knock off the Ontario Fury for playoff contention, as Andy Reyes takes the ball and leaning a little too far back on that shot attempt. Definitely had the space to turn around and have a quality volley attempt. That not the case there for Reyes. But an overall record of 17-3 so far. If they win outright, that puts them at 19-3. 3 losses on the season. Just one short of the Baltimore Blast so far. Now, things will have to happen in order for San Diego to fully take advantage of that 3-loss season. But if things work out in their favor, they would have a home field advantage throughout the rest of the playoffs. So head coach Phil Salvaggio kind of trying to iron things out here in Ontario tonight to look over the big picture for San Diego.
Yeah, definitely. And he knows as well that if this Ontario Fury team pulls off the victory tonight and Kansas City plays spoiler tomorrow night against Tacoma, they're going to be facing this exact same Ontario team. So a couple things to point out, a couple things to look out, but most importantly, get everything geared up for the playoffs if you're the Sockers.
And boy, did San Diego play spoiler last year. It's not really spoiler, Jose, but as we see a blue card given along the near side, I believe that was on Farber, pleading his case to the referees here. But Ontario matched up with San Diego last season in the playoffs, and it was a heartbreaking loss. The mini third game, which is a 1-1, 1 at home, 1 away. Mm-hmm. And then that mini third game, if necessary, which played out for Ontario last year. Boy, oh boy. To say it was heartbreak in this arena is an understatement. And man, would they love an opportunity to kind of redeem last year's heart-wrenching loss against San Diego. What better opportunity with winning here tonight is the first stepping stone for Ontario.
Yeah, you said it. They would love to get that rematch against the San Diego Sockers, you know, and they know they can match up well against them. They've showed it in the victory they had here against them, and they showed it when they went to San Diego. Unfortunate breaks for them to not get the victory down there, but they showed with this young core that what they're capable to challenge this team moving forward for this season and for next season as well. You know, they show with Agent Perez, the rookie, Clayson de Lima, and a couple of the veterans they have. This is a great Fury team that has a bright future ahead of themselves, but most importantly for this game here, with a penalty on their favor and a man above them, they should be able to capitalize and get a goal here, Brian.
Well, the San Diego Sockers are an MASL best on the penalty kill at 77%. Your home team, Ontario Fury, on the power play at 50%. So a 2-minute minor penalty for tripping against Brian Farber of San Diego. And here we are with the first power play on the night, as the Ontario Fury are looking to strike first and draw blood here first. Here with 7:55 remaining here in the opening quarter from Ontario. So a restart will come right here along the near side boards. Jose Gonzales, Thiago Concalves, Leonardo de Oliveira, Charlie Gonzales, and Adrian Perez on the power play for Ontario. As Gonzales now plays along the near side to Perez, fingertip save from Pardo, and then Leonardo de Oliveira gets stopped there from the back line of San Diego. And now Pardo with the save steers it to the far side boards, and we'll reset with Gonzales to the near side. De Oliveira to the far side with that lethal right foot. Concalves now tried to steer it to the near side corner. Clayson de Lima, the rookie goalkeeper, will play well off his back line to apply the much needed pressure here to break through. Minute 20 left on the power play for Ontario. Concalves steers it to Perez, and now de Oliveira. 1v2. No shooting lanes yet. San Diego playing perfect on the penalty kill so far. Now Gonzales trying to look for an opening with his brother Charlie Gonzales to the near side. Momentarily broken up, and now under a minute left to go on the power play. As Leonardo de Oliveira tried to steer that to the near side corner, just wide. They will recollect, and Shot defended again and blocked from San Diego. 35 seconds remain on the power play for Ontario. Trying to capitalize on their 50% mark on the power play as De Oliveira now to the far side. Pardo will steer it out momentarily to midfield. 20 seconds remaining on the power play.
Yeah,
San
much
Diego
touches for the Fury so far, Brian.
Yeah, they're trying to set up a perfect shooting lane, but in reality, they're just trying to set up any shooting lane. Gonzales now deflected again from San Diego. So I've counted about 3 blocks on that penalty kill, and before you know it, it is all but over. 0 for 1 are the Ontario Fury on the power play so far tonight, as maybe a frustration foul there from De Oliveira along the near side. A restart coming here for the Sockers.
Absolutely, and Charlie Gonzales had an opportunity to get a goal in there when the ball was scrambling in the middle. You know, he was a little scared to stretch out the leg there, but if this is the kind of games that you stretch out everything you can to get that ball in the back of the net, but if you're the Sockers, they played it perfectly the way they had to defensively to get nothing for the Fury going for this power play.
I think one quality shot attempt that actually found the ball just wide of the net on that power play. Nonetheless, here we are with 5:20 remaining here in the opening quarter from Ontario. Cisse steers it to Perez right down the middle of the pitch. Defended and then tripped up there at the last second. You mentioned what a turn, yes, because like I said, he's not that fleet of foot, but he knows exactly what to do when he feels the pressure, when he observes the field. That's a perfect example right there, drawn a foul there right outside the yellow line.
Yeah, right before he even got that ball, he looked over his left shoulder, his right shoulder, making sure he had no one around him, and which was able to give him the opportunity to make that turn. But, you know, as we both know, his soccer IQ is off the roof here, and he knows exactly where his other teammates are to put the balls through, and he finds as well somewhere near the goals and somehow finds the back of the net every now and then.
Cisse now to the far side with De Abreu, now Perez. Ontario with, I think it's comfortable to say, with majority possession of this first quarter at least, but nothing to show for it yet. Under 5 minutes now remaining here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's the problem. You have possession of the majority of the game, but it's 0-0, and before you know it, you could be down on the scoreboard.
Restart after a play was pushed up and out of bounds, or a ball was pushed up and out of bounds from Childs. And here we are with De Oliveira. Steers it to the far side to Belhaj. A little too high for the newcomer, and he comes up actually limping. And from my experience, it looks like he potentially, maybe, strained his hamstring there on that head attempt, jumping backwards there is Belhaj. And he's going to get checked out from Shelby Daly, the head trainer for your Fury.
Yeah, Belhaj is not the tallest player on the pitch, to say the least, so you saw he got airborne pretty high there, and unfortunately for us, he'll be okay.
4:05 remains here in the opening quarter from Ontario. No score yet as Childs goes 1v1 against Cisse, and Lovegrove nearly steered it to the near side, and Juan Gonzales will earn the ball back for Ontario. Right near midfield, and broken up for a split second. It was a handball deflection. So the restart coming near midfield for San Diego. 3:47 remaining here in the opening quarter. Claire now for San Diego is onto the pitch for the first time tonight as Willie Ray Goza scored his first career goal in the last home game here in Ontario. He finds some early playing time here.
Yeah, and he could possibly provide that spark, as we saw the last game here in Ontario, providing that beautiful goal with his right foot. So hopefully Willie could provide the Fury with something offensively.
Things slowed down here the last couple of minutes in the opening quarter after Ontario's 0 for 1 so far on the power play. San Diego really disrupting and doing what they do best is kill penalties. League best at 77% overall. But like you mentioned too, Jose, I mean, you know San Diego wants to win this game, not only to eliminate Ontario from playoff contention, but also just to get a little bit of redemption from the last visit here in Ontario.
Yeah, they're not holding back. They're attacking. They're trying to get this victory, like you said today. But overall, it's a 0-0 game, but very entertaining to say the least. First 15 minutes of this game.
Ruiz will regain control for the Sockers, and now Childs, 1v1, tried to power that shot through De Lima, and he was ready for that. And now Pardo.
So
to the far side, Childs works 1v1 against De Abreu. Gino Kim now will steer to the far side. Nothing doing up top, more so of a couple fresh bodies onto the pitch for Ontario. San Diego will do the same with 2 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Defended well there from Maicon De Abreu. Now he earns the ball to the far side. 1v1. The ball coughed up to Gino Kim, and he'll reset with Cisse.
The Abreu looked like he was waiting for that overlap by Kim, which never came. But luckily for the Fury, they still have possession.
A little 1-2 along the near side is Reyes. Broken up there from San Diego. No foul call there from the referees. If they hurry, they do have a 2-on-1 developing. Now the ball right down the middle of the pitch, broken up there defensively from De Abreu, and Cisse does a little bit of magic on the defensive back line, but now San Diego regaining possession just inches away from that upper 90 along the near side. The ball remains out and actually hops on the edge there right in front of the Ontario bench, but they get caught on a change, and now San Diego barely gets a shot attempt off, and that's deflected. Well done from the Fury with recovery defense there. They got caught in the middle of a change there. His bodies were coming on and off. San Diego plucked out.
That De Abreu save, you could just explains the meaning of this game by the way he ran back and got that play.
Raygoza's gonna have to get on his horse to track back defensively. 33 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter from Ontario. As Perez gets tripped up from behind, Lovegrove pleading his case. In the end, a foul call on Lovegrove and a restart coming for the Ontario Fury.
Yeah, he left his foot out there just a little bit too late. Try to get the ball, of course, but ended up getting up the foot of Adrian Perez. Hopefully he's okay, as he's taking a little while to get up. But let me go ahead and take a time now to welcome and say thank you to all the folks who are joining us on the live stream. It's to you the reason why we're here, and thank you for joining us. There's been a couple folks who have been waiting for the game to start before. So thank you, and we hope you're enjoying the stream.
Off the restart is Raygoza, and now Perez right down the middle of the pitch. His shot is deflected again from San Diego. 1-2 is broken up from the Sockers. Raygoza maintaining possession, and now Cisse along the near side. He'll tee it up, just inches away from the far side. As Claire takes a glance up at the scoreboard, knows the clock, and with 3 seconds to now 1. And that first quarter is over. Well, Jose, I guess mission accomplished. I mean, they had possession in that first quarter. They didn't give up any goals. And here we are tied, scoreless after 1.
Yeah, but all they have to do now is just be patient. You know, the opportunities that are going to come, as long as they keep creating, they're doing the movements off the ball the way they should. They're doing the give and goes and moving to the open space as they should. So it's just a matter of time before the goals come in, and this great crowd that's here on hand is ready to explode for a goal.
The Ontario Fury would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands and starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Miter share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Miter's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Miter's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. Fans, I want to remind you, you're watching Ontario Fury Soccer right here on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. You can also get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you are following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. You can also, of course, follow the Ontario Fury on social media as well at Ontario Fury. Ontario Fury Soccer, driven by Mark Christopher Chevrolet, one of the proud sponsors here in their 5th season here from Ontario. Only game until tonight, so I'd imagine fans, at least on the West Coast, including up north in Tacoma, are very interested in this game. So far, no goals yet. We're all tied at 0 after 1 quarter of play. The last playoff position in the MASL between your Ontario Fury and the Tacoma Stars. Overall records at 10 and 11. Tacoma finishing off their regular season play tomorrow night as they play host to the 6 and 14 overall record Kansas City Comets. Your Ontario Fury wrapping things up here in the regular season tonight. First things first, they got to win tonight, Jose. And after 1 quarter of play, what do you assess and what do you tell your team for the second quarter to kind of get things going here?
Yeah, kind of just looking at Coach Jimmy Norberg's body language as he was saying, and he was just saying a couple of movements of keep up on your toes, right? That's what a couple reasons why the Fury were unable to get a couple of victories. You know, me and you were talking about the defeat against El Paso being crucial now to the position they're in. So, you know, just keep on your toes and like I said, keep pressuring up top. Keep those opportunities are going to come. And you know, as MASL usually does not end at 0 at a half. So the goals are going to come, the opportunity to come. So keep at it if you're the Fury.
Starting with the playoff positions that have been earned already in the Eastern Division, Baltimore Blast winning that division at 17 and 4 overall. The Silver Knights at a Syracuse at 12 and 9 also clinched a playoff position as well. In the Central, Milwaukee will win that division, 16 and 5 overall. Cedar Rapids Rampage at 11-11, their first playoff appearance in the MASL. And in the Southwest Division, the Monterey Flash at 20 and 1, and the Solis de Sonora 14 and 7, also earning a playoff position. And of course, the San Diego Sockers already winning the Pacific Division and waiting for the last playoff spot to be earned here between the Tacoma Stars and your Ontario Fury. So glad you can join us right here on MASL.TV. My name is Brian Tabajay, alongside Jose Duran here in a entertaining first quarter, just a goalless first quarter, but Ontario applying pressure did have multiple scoring chances, but here we are just underway here in the second quarter. Reyes now to the near side, played off the wall, and nothing but white jerseys around for San Diego. Up and out of bounds, the ball sails, and a restart coming for your home team, Ontario Fury, with Mike Abreu along the far side.
You know, it's interesting reading through the comments here on the stream. A couple folks saying from San Diego wishing that the Tacoma Stars would be the rival they face in the playoffs rather than the Fury. I would agree with that, as we've seen so far in this first quarter, and with the victory they had against the San Diego Sockers here in Citizens Business Bank, as well as the game they had in San Diego. You know, the Fury matches up very well against the soccer team, and they will definitely be a problem if they face them in the playoffs.
Well, you know, it's all about momentum. I mean, San Diego's on a 5-game winning streak themselves, trying to go on a 7-game streak to end the season. Ontario has been up and down all year, and their record shows it at 10 and 11 overall. 2 games, they go on a winning streak. They lose a game. They win another game. It's just been a seesaw season, to say the least, for Ontario. But here we are, still vying for a playoff position here. And the second quarter just underway. Perez now along the near side, swarmed defensively from San Diego. Chico Francisco, surprisingly, first time on the pitch tonight is Francisco. His last game up in Tacoma did have 3 points on the night. One of the few Fury players, unfortunately, that was productive throughout that game. And no slight to the Ontario Fury franchise. They just flat out didn't show up last game.
Yeah, you know, and it's such an important game. You know, they had an opportunity to lock up the playoff seed there, and then they didn't do it, and they fall 3-1 in the overall against Tacoma in the year. So something that Coach Jimmy Norberg is definitely not happy about, but this is what you play for. It's the last game of the season. You still are playing for something here, unlike other teams who were eliminated a couple of games back. So if you're the Fury, you're still happy with what you have, and like I said, this young core that they have is something that should be great moving forward.
Just under 13 minutes here and underway in the second quarter. The ball steered to Childs, and he's the man that finds the back of the net for the first time tonight for San Diego, and they lead 1-0.
You know, Mr. Craig Childs is someone that the Fury definitely had to contain, not lock down, because he's going to get his no matter what. You know, he's third in the league in goals with 35 now, and he's put the Sockers ahead 1-0, and the Fury, you know, again, those mistakes in the back were unfortunate for them, and it's 1-0 San Diego, Brian.
Childs knows what to do in that instance, and it wasn't an easy shot to get off as he was along the far side with his right foot, just hit it on the outside laces and kind of steered it to the near side of the goal, and that's all you got to do is steer it right into one of the corners here, and it'll be a difficult save. So San Diego striking first here in Ontario. The Fury trying to even things up here in the second quarter, just underway.
And it's just like we mentioned, you know, the Fury having the most possession of the game, looking like the better team out there in terms of passing and touching, but not getting in the back of the net. And that power play that they killed in the first half definitely being crucial here in the second quarter, Brian.
Foul call there, and they're attacking third. And it looks like a quality position here for a set-piece play for Ontario. You know, San Diego has a current streak of 21 quarters with the lead or tied.
Wow.
And on the season, 73 of 81 quarters with that statistic. So here we are at 1-0 San Diego. As that set-piece play did not work out at all for Ontario. Gonzales to the near side, plays Reyes along the near side boards. Defended there by two different San Diego Sockers. And they earn the ball back. To the far side, it is Claire. Cisse is going to have to track back for Ontario. Claire with the left-footed shot attempt off the fingertips of Pardo. Steered to the near side where Childs is pressuring. And a mix-up there along the near side. One Fury player is on the ground. I cannot see because of the angle. And it looks like it is Juan Gonzales, twin brother of Felipe Gonzales, who plays for the Sockers. And he's up and okay. Good to see there. One of their top defenders on the team is Juan Gonzales.
You know, and as you go up top looking for a offensive play like the Fury, you have to be careful in the back with the counterattack for San Diego, as they were fortunate there. Nothing came out of that, and a great save by De Lima has this game still 1-0 San Diego.
So Childs now in back-to-back games has scored. I know when he visited last time, he had, I believe it was 6 game-winning goals on the season so far. But back-to-back games for Childs is turned over for a split second and then turned over there from Ontario. And San Diego will earn the ball back after a handball.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that handball, there would have been a wide-open San Diego soccer player with a breakaway leading. We know Escoto, with that class that he has, would have been dangerous for De Lima.
To the far side, San Diego works. Defended there from Jose Gonzales. And now De Lima will swallow things up into his hands, and a restart coming here for Ontario. Thrown near midfield. Things will get settled down there from Perez. He has some real estate to work with and lets loose with his left foot, and easy save in the end there for Pardo. 10 minutes, 25 seconds remain here in the second quarter from Ontario.
But that's what the Fury need to be doing more of, taking more shots, make the San Diego Sockers feel uncomfortable. Not so much what we've seen here in the second quarter like they did in the first quarter, and that's why they find themselves down 1-0 here.
Ontario's going to have to ramp things up. In that game up in Tacoma last game, Jose, they had under 20 shots total.
Wow. And
you can't win very many games if your shot total isn't there to at least create the chances of getting in the net. And now De Oliveira to the far side. Trying to work a 1-2 along that far side and then broken up. San Diego, man, just getting in the passing lanes, disrupting every possible 1-2 connection for Ontario, getting in these shooting lanes as well. So some frustration with 9.5 remaining here in the first half. Just as I touch on the shot tally from last game, it's I believe on a slower pace to end tonight's game here.
And, and regardless of how well the Fury match up against these San Diego Sockers, they're 17-3 for a reason. They're a great team, the way they play defensively and the way they play offensively as well. And so far, they've shown exactly why. They have 17 wins in the season and only 3 losses.
Francisco Cordiero along the near side. Andy Reyes trying to give him an option, and he decides to switch the field to De Abreu. Now Gino Kim possesses for the Fury. Your captain, Israel Cisse, directing traffic in front of him. Going 1v1, lets loose with a left-footed shot attempt that's deflected. He'll regain possession. No real movement other than Cisse, and now Francisco earns the ball back, and it goes right underneath the hand of Pardo. I think we call that the 7-hole. Underneath the hand, right above the leg. There it goes, and it's 1-1 here in the second quarter.
It doesn't matter how you get it in as long as you get it in, and Chico Francisco did exactly that. Not exactly sure how was the final touch in there, but as long as it crossed the line as it did there, the Fury battling, and we were saying here, just attack, create your chances, show up here in the last couple minutes of the second quarter, and they did that exactly with a shot that just got through the hand of the goalkeeper Toth, and nothing they could do here, and it's 1-1, Brian. Let's go.
Well, it's Pardo in net, but nonetheless, squeaking by the San Diego goalkeeper here with 8:32 remaining in the second quarter. We're all tied at 1 here from Citizens Business Bank Arena. As De Abreu officially with the assist on that goal to Francisco.
And exactly what this crowd here in Citizens Business Bank Arena ordered as they exploded when they saw the red lights light up in the back of the goal. And it's going to be a good 8 minutes left here in the second quarter. And hopefully for the Fury, they were able to get a lead here.
Give them 10 goals on the season, 29 points as well. Maicon De Abreu with his 15th assist on the season, 31 points for the youngster out of Brazil with 7:45 remaining here in the first half. Defended there from Gonzales. San Diego will steer it to Claire along the near side. They'll look over their options as defensively it is Jose Gonzalez de Oliveira, Perez, Charlie Gonzalez, and Juan Gonzalez. If the Fury were to win tonight and Kansas City were to upset Tacoma tomorrow, it would be a first-round matchup with the San Diego Sockers in Ontario beginning next week here in Ontario. If they lose tonight, it will be Tacoma they will face in the first round. Now along the near side, gobbled up there defensively from Ontario. Well done from the home team as Escoto lost the ball. De Oliveira playing it to the far side to Perez. Pardo well off his back line and now steers it to the to the near side as they work out of their defensive half. Escoto now will steer it to the middle of the pitch, defended there from Cisse. In the end, easy play for Cisse off of Childs. Cisse now maintaining possession, going 1v3, no help coming. As Ontario will turn the ball over, but very late whistle there, but it will be a San Diego Sockers restart with 6:24 remaining here in the first half.
That was a great run by Cisse there. Unfortunately for him, he didn't see Adrian Perez making that run to his left. But if you're the head coach Jimmy Norberg, after the shaky start of the quarter when they went down 1-0, you got to be happy with what they've seen so far. And for Chico Francisco Cordiero, you mentioned it, the last game against Tacoma, a lot more active, and exactly the active that you need to see here in this last game we saw here with the goal that he scored.
So Ontario trying to create some momentum here, but San Diego really doing well defensively. After giving up that goal, it's been really all San Diego with possession. And now on the attack, it is Luan Salas Oliveira. He does like to utilize that left foot. But De Abreu and Chico Francisco break it up momentarily for Ontario. 5:40 remaining here in the first half. A 1-1 game. Goal scorers Craig Childs for San Diego, Chico Francisco for Ontario. Oliveira 1v1 goes right around it. At the last second, I thought it took a potential deflection off a Fury foot, but it will be Ontario Fury ball after this timeout on the pitch.
And lucky for the Fury there, and then a shot. It took a deflection, but you know, you like to see the way the Fury do touch the ball and they come out playing, but a couple times when they do it defensively, they've done a couple of errors, and luckily for them tonight, they haven't been able to capitalize, have the Sockers, and they find themselves still tied here 1-1 with 5:28 to go in the quarter.
You're watching Ontario Fury Soccer on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. You can also download the app on the Google Play or iTunes stores. MASL app, you can watch live broadcasts or tune in to live broadcasts and also watch archived games as well. You can also get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. And of course, you can follow all of the Ontario Fury action at home and on the road at Ontario Fury on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. So the outlook, I mean, it's 50-50 so far. They played about an okay game, I would say. I mean, head coach Jimmy Nordberg does have a plan to execute just to win each and every quarter. So far, it's kind of mimicking the last game. They were very close, I believe, almost tied near the winding seconds down of the first half, and it ended up 4-3 Ontario at the half. But here we are at one apiece, 5:28 remaining, like you said, Jose, and they got to generate something here. Like I said, Ontario got that goal. They were trying to create some momentum. San Diego has been disruptive defensively all game long.
Yeah, you know, just the way they stand defensively for the Sockers is just extraordinary. The way they will all connect, they know exactly what to do with their jobs. What Coach Simon J wants them to do. You know, if you're the Fury, you know, keep going what they've been doing in the last couple of minutes, attacking, and the opportunities will get there.
Gonzales now broken up from San Diego. Maicon de Abreu will lay it off to Reyes. And now Gonzales again for Ontario. There's 3 different Gonzaleses that I can refer to on the pitch at any time. I'll usually just add that first name so you know exactly which player I'm referencing to, as Charlie Gonzales on the pitch as well. Matt Clare with a jump ball with the rookie DeLima, the Ontario Fury goalkeeper, wins that battle. 4:35 remaining here in the first half. To the far side, Charlie Gonzales works, and laid off to De Oliveira. Dancing around one defender. No foul call there. Loses the ball, and Childs will reset and steer things forward with Lovegrove. A 2-on-1 developing if they hurry. Clear to the near side. And at the last second, Jose Gonzalez sticks his foot out and breaks that up.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, the Fury are going to have to look out for this counterattack. The San Diego Sockers, like we said, they're very well defensively, but once you're a very well defensive team, it means that you know how to come out in the counterattack as well.
4 minutes exactly remain here in the first half. Cisse trying to create a shot, and of course, a white jersey's in a shooting lane. A little 1-2 with Gonzales and De Oliveira. He'll let the ball roll to the near side, and he steers it to the bottom 90, and it's 2-1 Ontario.
What a shot, and we mentioned it throughout the broadcast. It's all about the patience. You know, they've been touching the ball extremely well these couple of minutes here around the San Diego defense, and it's 1-2, 1-2, and finally able to find the back of the net with a beautiful leg strike, and it's a 2-1, but Leo De Oliveira, what a strike here.
I think it fooled everyone.
Yeah.
If you, as you watch on the Casa Colina instant replay here on the big screen at home, he worked a little 1-2, but he let the ball roll to the far side boards, and that created a lot of space, kind of caught Pardo off guard, and he steered it low into that far or near side corner for another goal on the season. 13 goals on the season.
You know, Also, we've seen a couple of times throughout the game the exact same shots from San Diego and Ontario gone wide, and like you said, was a surprise.
Francisco got a shot deflected here along the near side. Reyes will settle things down with Jose Gonzales.
Yeah, what a shot, and I got to agree with you, Art Kramer. And hello to Puget Sound Pete, of course, as well. All of you folks who have been seeing the streaming, you all are seeing the same game as we are, as the Fury are able to get a 2-1 lead here against San Diego. A very good defensive San Diego team, but very well offensive for the Fury so far.
Charlie Gonzales officially with the assist on that last goal for Ontario. De Oliveira, your goal scorer for the Fury. 2-1 lead here with 2:50 remaining. Oh my God. That was Farber with a modified bicycle kick attempt there. Found the far side glass. Thankfully stayed out of the net for Ontario. 2:40 remaining here in the second quarter.
Well, these folks are getting their money's worth here, Brian, so far. 2-1, exciting game. The top two teams in the division, and they're showing exactly why.
Farber, man, that would have been a highlight finish to say the least.
It was such an uncomfortable bicycle kick, too. To be able to get contact with that foot was something that was not an easy task for Farber, but for the Fury, luckily enough, off the wall, and back to the Fury now.
The only bicycle attempt that was successful that I remember here from Citizens Business Bank Arena was off the foot of Cameron Brown then was the Dallas Sidekicks. And that actually went viral. The highlight went viral. It was crazy, but it was a beautiful finish because there were 3 Ontario Fury defenders around him, played it off the glass and bicycle kicked it in. Nonetheless here, it's 1:45 remaining here in the first half of play. 2-1 Ontario Fury lead. De Oliveira and Chico Francisco, your goal scorers for Ontario. And a familiar face on the stat sheet for San Diego in Childs. In between the legs goes De Abreu on that pass. It's Gino Kim to the far side. Volley attempt is off the foot of Charlie Gonzales. And now San Diego. And things settling down here with 1:20 remaining here in the first half. Cisse earns the ball back defensively for Ontario. And now Perez along the near side. Defended there from 2 different Sockers. No foul call there as Claire earns the ball back, and Childs goes shoulder to shoulder. 4-on-1 if they hurry. Cisse with the defensive play so far on the night. There were 4 white jerseys streaking down the middle of the pitch. And it would have been another quality shot attempt for San Diego. It is De Oliveira now. Pardo, well done off his back line. He breaks that up. Perez earning the ball back for Ontario. 30 seconds remain here in the first half.
I'm surprised they didn't call a foul on Childs there. It was body to body, but that hand definitely extended.
Here we are with Jose Gonzales. And now De Oliveira tries to chip the goalie just an inch over for De Oliveira. 10 seconds remaining here with Childs. Steers it to the far side to Claire. He finds the empty net with 5.6 seconds left in the first half. What a backbreaker that is. We're all tied at 2.
But what have we been saying, though, Brian? They have to be aware of when they extend players offensively that they're going to get caught in a counterattack, and that's exactly what they just happened. You know, and like we mentioned as well, the San Diego soccer team is a well-rounded defensive team that can execute a counterattack to perfection, and that there was a perfect counterattack.
Man, 5.6 seconds remain here in the first half. Claire, I mean, if you're working a counterattack with Childs and Claire, you have a pretty good chance of getting that ball into the net and past the goalkeeper, and that's exactly what they did. Claire with his 14th goal in the season, Childs with his 16th assist of the season. Make that 51 points for Childs now. As you heard the horn there, and at the half, we're all tied at 2 as you're watching live action here from Ontario, California. My name is Brian Tabajay alongside Jose Duran. The second half here from Ontario coming up right here on MASL.TV.
to Dave & Buster's for the coolest cocktails around. Glow cones, Loco Ritas, berry blocks, tiki drinks, and more. Go to dbspecials.com for specials that are too good to put on TV. Only one place has all these cool cocktails and weekday specials. Dave & Buster's.
Hi, my name is Bernie Lillavois, team president of Your Ontario Fury. We've got our youth summer soccer camp program. This is our 4th year doing it. We run these camps for 12 weeks throughout the entire summer, ages 4 through 16. We work on individual skills, small-sided games, fakes and moves, a little bit on defense, but I'm an offensive guy, so we teach them scoring goals and shooting. Just go to our website and we have plenty of information on all our youth programs, OntarioFury.com. Hi, my name is Bernie Lillavois, team president of the Ontario Fury. We've got some really great opportunities for you to get involved with our team. We're looking for some community partners. That's right, we're going to be celebrating 5 years this fall, and we need your help. You want to find out more information on how to help us out? You can contact me at 909-457-0252, or the easiest way to get in touch with me is shoot me an email, info@OntarioFury.com. Go Fury, we need your support.
At U.S. Bank, we believe one small change can echo throughout an entire community. That's why we proudly support, invest, and volunteer in communities like yours. Because the changes we make today
Can you hear me?
shape the possibilities of tomorrow. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Hey Fury fans, are you looking at refinancing or purchasing a home? Please stop by our booth to learn how we can lower your rate or learn what it takes to purchase your dream home.
Stop by today to get a free appraisal.
Go Fury! Hey Fury fans, are you looking at refinancing or purchasing a home?
Was ahead of the play. No, I thought no, Claire scored. I mean, Chaz, yeah.
Hi, my name is Bernie Lillavois, team president of Your Ontario Fury. We've got our youth summer soccer camp program. This is our 4th year doing it. We run these camps for 12 weeks throughout the entire summer, ages 4 through 16. We work on individual skills, small-sided games, fakes and moves, a little bit on defense, but I'm an offensive guy, so we teach them scoring goals and shooting. Just go to our website and we have plenty of information on all our youth programs, OntarioFury.com.
by our booth to learn how we can lower your rate or learn what it takes to purchase your dream home.
Stop by today to get a free appraisal.
Go Fury! Hey Fury fans, are you
At U.S. Bank, we believe one small change can echo throughout an entire community. That's why we proudly support, invest, and volunteer in communities like yours. Because the changes we make today
Can you hear me?
shape the possibilities of tomorrow. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Get into Dave & Buster's for the coolest cocktails around. Glow cones, Loco Ritas, berry blocks, tiki drinks, and more. Go to dbspecials.com for specials that are too good to put on TV. Only one place has all these cool cocktails and weekday specials. Dave & Buster's. Busters for the coolest cocktails around. Glow cones, Loco-Ritas, berry blocks, tiki drinks, and more. Go to dbspecials.com for specials that are too good to put on TV. Only one place has all these cool cocktails and weekday specials. Dave & Buster's. Get into Dave & Buster's.
Financing or purchasing a home? Please stop by our booth to learn how we can lower your rate or learn what it takes to purchase your dream home.
Stop by today to get a free appraisal.
Go Fury! Hey Fury!
Hi, my name is Bernie Lillivot, team president of Your Ontario Fury. We've got our youth summer soccer camp program. This is our 4th year doing it. We run these camps for 12 weeks throughout the entire summer, ages 4 through 16. We work on individual skills, small-sided games, fakes and moves, a little bit on defense, but I'm an offensive guy, so we teach them scoring goals and shooting. Just go to our website and we have plenty of information on all our youth programs, OntarioFury.com.
At U.S. Bank, we believe one small change can echo throughout an entire community. That's why we proudly support, invest, and volunteer in communities like yours. Because the changes we make today
Can you hear me?
shape the possibilities of tomorrow. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Hi, my name is Bernie Lillivot, team president of the Ontario Fury. We've got some really great opportunities for you to get involved with our team. We're looking for some community partners. That's right, we're going to be celebrating 5 years this fall, and we need your help. You want to find out more information on how to help us out? You can contact me at 909-457-0252, or the easiest way to get in touch with me is shoot me an email, info@OntarioFury.com. Go Fury, we need your support.
Are you looking at refinancing or purchasing a home? Please stop by our booth to learn how we can lower your rate or learn what it takes to purchase your dream home.
Stop by today to get a free appraisal.
Go Fury! Hey Fury fans, are you looking at
At U.S. Bank, we believe one small change can echo throughout an entire community. That's why we proudly support, invest, and volunteer in communities like yours. Because the changes we make today
Can you hear me?
shape the possibilities of tomorrow. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Coolest cocktails around. Glow cones, Loco Ritas, berry blocks, tiki drinks, and more. Go to dbspecials.com for specials that are too good to put on TV. Only one place has all these cool cocktails and weekday specials.
Financing or purchasing a home? Please stop by our booth to learn how we can lower your rate or learn what it takes to purchase your dream home.
Stop by today to get a free appraisal.
Go Fury! Hey Fury fans!
Hi, my name is Bernie Lillivot, team president of the Ontario Fury. We've got some really great opportunities for you to get involved with our team. We're looking for some community partners. That's right, we're going to be celebrating 5 years this fall, and we need your help. You want to find out more information on how to help us out? You can contact me at 909-457-0252, or the easiest way to get in touch with me is shoot me an email, info@ontariofury.com. Go Fury, we need your support.
Get into Dave & Buster's for the coolest cocktails around. Glow cones, Loco Ritas, berry blocks, tiki drinks, and more. Go to dbspecials.com for specials that are too good to put on TV. Only one place has all these cool cocktails and weekday specials. Dave & Buster's.
Hello and welcome back to Citizens Business Bank Arena. My name is Brian Tabajay, alongside Jose Duran here. We're all tied at 2 after 2 quarters of play. Your goal scorers for the home team Ontario Fury. Chico Francisco Cordiero nets his 10th goal on the season and 29th point overall. Leonardo de Oliveira finds the back of the net as well, his 13th goal on the season, 28th point overall. The assists go to Maicon de Abreu with his 15th, and Juan Carlos Charlie Gonzales with his 12th assist, 35th point overall. Goal scorers for the visiting San Diego Sockers, Matt Clare with his 14th, and also Craig Childs with his 35th overall for the San Diego Sockers. Jose Duran, nice to have you back. You're watching live action right here on MASL.TV. Coming out of the first half, it was a back-breaking goal, literally, with 5.6 seconds remaining in that first half. San Diego tied things up. What do you do to get past that and regain momentum here in the third quarter?
Just put that completely behind you. Pretend like it never happened. It's a 0-0 game here, even though there's 2-2 tie, obviously. But you got to go with that mentality and close the this third quarter, and begin it with the way you close the second quarter. Right, they were touching, moving, getting through that defense that it seemed almost unbreakable at first, but they got 2 goals on them. Like we said, the goals were going to come. It's a matter of patience. So just keep going at them like they were at the end of the second quarter, and don't let any mistakes in the back like they had.
Shot attempts for the Ontario Fury, 16 overall. San Diego with 9 total in that first half. After 2 quarters of play, a 2-2 game here to start the third quarter. What's on the line here, Jose? Another Pacific Division playoff appearance for your home team, Ontario Fury. It is them and Tacoma vying for that last final playoff position. San Diego has already wrapped up the Pacific Division as champs, and the last playoff position in the entire MASL. Every other division is locked up. Playoff appearances will be by the Southwest Division, Monterey Flash, the division winners there, along with the Souls de Sonora. In the Central, it was Milwaukee who came out on top for the division, along with the Cedar Rapids Rampage, their first ever playoff appearance in the MASL. And then in the Eastern Division, it is the Baltimore Blast with an overall record of 17-4, winning that division. And the Syracuse Silver Knights will join the party as well in the postseason. Overall record of 12-9. The Tacoma Stars and Ontario Fury right now 10-11 overall, but head-to-head, Tacoma wins 3-1 on the season. Ontario's going to have to do one thing at a time. It starts here tonight, right now in the third quarter.
Yeah, you want to end the season regardless if make playoffs or not. You know, at least at 11-11 at 500. You know, it looks a little better than at 10-12. And the Fury.
Just seconds into the third quarter, Craig Childs gets his second goal of the game. Looks like it was unassisted. Nonetheless, it is a 3-2 Sockers lead.
You know, we said that the Fury should start the third quarter the way they ended the second quarter, but not the way they ended the second quarter with 5 seconds to go and they got that goal scored on to end the second quarter. They get a quick goal here, do the Sockers 19 seconds in to start the third quarter. Not what head coach Jimmy Norberg had in mind to start the second half.
Just like you said, to start the third quarter, you got to brush it off, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, same theme continues here, and just seconds in to the third quarter, then they have to do that again. 2 unanswered goals from the visitors out of San Diego, and Ontario is going to have an uphill battle to climb here in the third quarter to start things off. Just underway here in the second half. Live here from Ontario in the Inland Empire. So glad you can join us right here on MASL.tv. Cisse on the turnover from San Diego, trying to push ahead, and that's broken up there from the white jerseys. They've done so often tonight, Jose, getting in the shooting lanes, disrupting any momentum, really, that Ontario's tried to generate throughout this game. And here we are again after a goal score. They earn the ball back and a restart coming after the foul after pushing the back on the captain, Israel Cisse.
Yeah, you know, they've been in first place throughout the whole season in the Pacific Division, and this is exactly why. They know exactly how to shift. They know exactly how to touch the ball, but most importantly, they are very well in the back defensively.
Charlie Gonzales now steers it to his brother Jose. And now Juan Gonzales, Charlie along the near side boards, defended by Roberto of San Diego. And Jose lets loose and just up and over the net there. As your Ontario Fury Soccer is driven by Mark Christopher Chevrolet. Lovegrove on the touch now for San Diego. And now Charlie Gonzales along the near side.
And so far for the Fury, if 2 minutes gone by here in the start of the third quarter, not the way they wanted to start it, but getting the touches in. And like we said, got to be patient with it as the chances will come as they will clear up the defensive. But if you're San Diego, you got to be happy with what you've seen out of this team so far as the Fury have come out to win this game. Nonetheless, it's a 3-2 lead.
Jose will play his rookie goaltender, De Lima. And now he steers it up near midfield by Perez. San Diego with possession here early on in the third quarter. Perez now earns the ball back. Steers it to the far side to Chico Francisco. Goes 1v2. Plays it off the far side boards, and Andy Reyes.
Save.
Again, the white jersey swarming defensively. Deflects that shot up and out of bounds. A corner coming up for your home team, Ontario Fury.
Yeah, what a save there by the Sockers keeper. And if you're Reyes, unfortunate for there, but if you're the Fury, that's exactly what you got to keep on going. Keep on attacking, keep on putting that pressure, and it's going to come for the Fury. What a
So
slide.
after the restart, ball was laid off to De Abreu. That was deflected. Back heel attempt along the near side is also deflected. And then after the restart from Pardo, it is Reyes along the far side boards. Reyes again along the far side, 1v1 against Roberto. Lays it off to our Rookie of the Year candidate, Perez. And now De Abreu. To the near side, De Oliveira. And now De Abreu again, and now Perez. De Oliveira. That skips up and out of bounds. Ontario claiming it was off of a soccer player, and referees agreeing. So a corner kick coming here for Ontario.
It's great to see the way the San Diego Sockers all shift on the defensive side and create a wall that doesn't let the Fury get through. And as we see a timeout here called by Adrian Perez. And I said it before, I like it when the teams call a timeout and set plays, allows them to break out what they've been practicing throughout the weekend. Hopefully for the Fury, able to get a goal here to tie the game with 12:05 to go.
Your home team, Ontario Fury, would like to thank Mitre USA for providing today's match balls. Mitre, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Mitre is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Mitre share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Mitre's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Mitre's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make play more efficiently in arena soccer. You're watching Ontario Fury Soccer on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.TV. You can also get the latest all over social media on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you are following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. So here we are, corner kick restart here with 12:05 remaining in the third quarter along the near side boards. San Diego with a 3-2 lead, 2 unanswered goals to end the first half and to start the second half. Have the ball.
Well.
Sorry, Jose, deflected at the last second there after a shot attempt. In the end, the easiest save of the night for Pardo. Now along the far side, De Abreu defending Felipe Gonzales along the near side. His twin brother, Juan Gonzales, playing for the Ontario Fury. Those guys have the exact haircut even in Felipe and Juan. It's very, very difficult to tell those two apart. Off the far side boards, Farber unable to collect there for San Diego's. Velez played it off those far side boards, and Pardo now collecting for San Diego. 11:20 remaining here in the third quarter. And to the far side, the ball works for San Diego. It is Velez. He'll switch the field to the near side, and Ruiz. Didn't seem like that many shot attempts in the first half for Ontario, as a left-footed shot attempt finds its way in off the foot of Escoto into the net, and it's a 4-2 lead for San Diego.
And Escoto in the first half had a shot go just wide off a quick turn that went just wide, and Nick's exact same play. Not exactly the way the first half one went, but it was a quick turn, quick shot. Catches the Lima off guard there and has the Sockers up 4-2 here, as those who have traveled from down south in San Diego are making themselves heard in Citizens Business Bank Arena with 11:01 to go in the third quarter, Brian. A 2-goal deficit. It's going to be hard for the Fury to come back here.
So Ontario now with a 2-goal deficit. They'll have to do some work here in the third quarter, as that's 3 unanswered goals from the visitors out of San Diego. The Pacific Division champs are looking for an opponent to face in the first round matchup, as Chico Francisco earns the ball back momentarily, gets a shot off, and that was deflected again from a white jersey. Now San Diego near midfield. Oliveira now going 1v1 against his former teammate Cisse. Keeps the ball and steers it right across the face of the goal. Charles was there momentarily and then backed off. And now Kim for Ontario. Backheel pass is broken up from Oliveira. Oliveira, a one-time Ontario Fury player who was very effective. I was actually surprised that they traded him away a couple seasons ago. Oliveira always played dividends on the offensive end. Had a lethal left foot anytime he possessed the ball, and he found a new home in San Diego, and he's been nothing but fantastic for Phil Salvaggio and the club. Now clear to the near side. Gino Kim tried to break it up defensively, and now Francisco will calm things down with Concalves on the back line for Ontario. 9:35 remaining here in the third quarter. San Diego, 3 unanswered goals, and they lead 4-2 here from Citizens Business Bank Arena. They've taken the crowd out too quite effectively here, Jose. San Diego always ready to rip the hearts out of Fury fans. As Perez now along the near side try to create something there, and defensively it's been a little too easy for Contreras and company. As that ball actually nearly got to the front of the net there, shielding off the defender Reyes along the far side. That was a shot attempt by Velez. Nothing doing there. Easy save for De Lima. Thrown up the field to De Oliveira. Shields off one defender. Goes around one. And then steers it to the near side to Jose Gonzales. To the far side it is. Perez takes a deflection before Pardo makes the initial save. And now Ruiz, play halted there as there was a little tangle up, and I was about to mention the two players that were tangled up in De Oliveira of Ontario and Escoto for San Diego. Looks like it'll be coincidental minors here between the two. Blue card shown from the referees on the field. Waiting for the official call here.
Yeah, and it's like you said, the San Diego Soccer is looking to rip the heart of not only the Fury team, but these fans here. And as if you could hear overall the silence here in Citizens Business Bank Arena as these fans are in complete shock, exactly the same way the Fury players are, as the Sockers came out with everything to start the third quarter, as jumped out to a 4-2 lead. And once again, take the time to thank all of those who are joining us on the stream, like Jack Jameson, Art Kramer. Thank you so much for joining us here on this beautiful Thursday night in the Inland Empire that has the Sockers up 4-2.
It is freezing outside.
Hey, the way I see it, it's a beautiful night compared to how other folks have it in the East Coast.
I mean, 60 degrees, fans, for us here in Southern California is a big, big deal. Coincidental minors with 8:32 remaining here in the third quarter. Given to Leonardo De Oliveira of Ontario and Brandon Escoto of San Diego. Tangle up there, throwing elbows at each other after a play was broken up and away from the ball before it was whistled down just moments ago. Coincidental minors. And here we are with 8:15 remaining here in the third quarter of play. Contact above the shoulders for both players in that instance. So 4-on-4 we are here between Ontario and San Diego. After both players in the penalty box.
And this
go ahead.
This could actually benefit the Fury, you know, the way the San Diego Sockers have been playing in the back. There's been a complete wall. So maybe with a less player here and there, the Fury have been on the offensive side. We're able to get a counterattack here and give the Sockers a taste of their own medicine.
Gonzales now maintaining possession near midfield. Does have Charlie Gonzales to the near side. Plays it to him, a little 1-2 around three defenders. And he did have that little window of a shot opportunity there. He picked up his head, saw Gino Kim. And now Gonzales will play the ball before he exits the field. Cisse steers it to the far side, and Charlie Gonzales. Juan Gonzales 1v1 against Matt Clare. To the far side, the ball works with Cisse.
Yeah, the Fury going to have to get a shot off or something here. Just the continued touch, it's not going to get them going where they want to be down 2 goals here, Brian.
I want to welcome all the fans joining us. I would think primarily on the West Coast, as the two teams affected here are the Ontario Fury and the Tacoma Stars. Tacoma playing host tomorrow night against the Kansas City Comets, who will try and play spoiler and help the Ontario Fury if they end up coming out victorious here. So thank you for joining us. The only game on tilt tonight across the MASL is right here from the Inland Empire. 6:48, whistle blown dead there. Might have been a 3-line pass, and it was officially. There's a nice, healthy crowd here also inside Citizens Business Bank Arena. A 4-2 game here with the final playoff position representing the Pacific Division between the Tacoma Stars and your home team, Ontario Fury. Again, the Ontario Fury have to win tonight and get help from Kansas City tomorrow. If they win tonight and Tacoma wins tomorrow, it is all but over for the Ontario Fury. If the Ontario Fury lose tonight, it is obviously all over for the season and their postseason dreams this year. Perez now on 1v1. Elbows are being thrown a little too high. De Oliveira and Escoto back on the pitch for both clubs. Perez on one-on-one. Little contact there again. And now Gonzales earns the ball back. Ball flying to the far side. Contact there with Perez and Escoto.
Definitely a foul, but
definitely a foul. Maybe more so a little more frustration on Perez's side as he goes to check on his counterpart. Maybe a little embellishment there too, but hey, you drew the foul. You're in the free kick. Here we go on the restart. After the play was whistled dead, Perez kind of exclaiming his case to the referee that he more so jumped than anything, but foul nonetheless. Restart coming here for San Diego. 5:54 remaining here in the third quarter of play. I wouldn't say San Diego's been winning this quarter, but they definitely have been a little bit more effective on the goal scoring end. 2 goals so far in this half.
You know, and it seems like San Diego is the team with the more urgency, the way they came out to start to hear the third quarter. That's the exact same urgency the Fury needed to come out with, but nonetheless, it's the reason why they're up 4-2 here, the Sockers.
I think the next goal, Jose, is going to kind of tell the story the rest of the game.
Yeah.
If Ontario gets the goal next, they do have a shot. Here we are, 3-on-2 developing. Farber nearly plucked out that near side. It will be a defensive clearance after Gonzales was kind of shoved off that ball. Played the ball unintentionally out of bounds, but a restart coming here at the top of the arc for the visiting San Diego Sockers. If the Sockers get the next goal, Jose, I think mentally for the Ontario Fury, it will be a very difficult hill to climb.
Yeah, it's been an uphill battle to get goals back, and we see here. Just like you said, Brian.
And there we go for the visiting San Diego Sockers. That ball finds its way in, and it's a 5-2 San Diego lead.
Yeah, it seems this Fury team has been defeated mentally and is going the same way that they did the last game. And the body language, even when they were setting up that wall, Brian, it looked like as if they did not want to be there standing. And if you're the Sockers, you know, you capitalize on the opportunities you've had. Like you said, they haven't had the majority of the possession, or as it seemed, control of the game throughout this game. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter if you have control or who has more possession. What matters is who scored more goals.
4 unanswered goals for the visitors. And it's a 5-2 lead here in the third quarter. 5:15 remaining. Francisco trying to create something here. Deflected before it finds the hands of goalkeeper Pardo. And now Farber trying to calm things down for San Diego. Gino Kim trying to earn the ball back, and that's touched a little too high off the foot of, I believe, Oliveira. 4:57 remaining here in the third quarter.
And I'm wondering also, Brian, what happened with that injury of Belhaj. We haven't seen him come back here for the second half, so hopefully he's okay. And we see him in the bench ready to go, but possibly being cautious with him.
I think it was, if he's not even trying to attempt to come back on, my assumption is, and this is all speculation, might have been a hamstring injury. No word from the training staff yet. Farber now on the attack for San Diego. Farber controlling, steers it to the far side. Francisco will earn the ball back for Ontario. Picks his head up, does have Perez up top. To the near side, they work with Charlie Gonzales. Going around one defender, maintaining possession near midfield. And they haven't had a real spark in this quarter yet, Jose. Yeah. Maybe one, maybe two scoring attempts, not even quality attempts really in the end. But with 4:05 remaining here in the third quarter, they need to generate something here.
You know, they've been great in the 3/4 of the field, but when they get to the final pitch.
And there's Charlie Gonzales along the far side. Caught us off by surprise there, but the Fury are right back into it. It is a 5-3 game here in Ontario.
You know, they say that you're most vulnerable when you just scored, and the Sockers here looking like they had everything in control, playing mellow soccer, a little laid back here and there, and were able to capitalize that where the Fury, you know, we said that the next goal is going to be detrimental. It doesn't seem like it's so much here, Brian, as it's just a 2-goal lead with 3:56 left here in the third quarter.
So Cisse with the assist for Ontario as the captain gets on the stat sheet for the first time tonight. His 5th assist on the season, 14-point on the year. Charlie Gonzales, 24 goals on the year, and his 35th point on the season for Ontario. Believe it or not, that does not lead the team in point total. The rookie, Adrian Perez, just under 40 points on the season. 3.5 remaining here in the third quarter. Now, De Oliveira to the near side and just wide of the goal. That would have made the end of the third quarter very interesting here. 3:18 remaining here. Ontario with a little bit of energy here to end the quarter. San Diego in a defensive zone shell here. Gonzales to the far side. No one along the face of the goal off the foot of Gino Kim. De Oliveira now will steer it to the far side. Kim will settle things down. Looking for some help. And now Reyes joins the fray and steers it to Jose Gonzales. It got a little loud. We didn't even hear the whistle call or the foul call there. But the restart now, and Reyes for the Fury. Turning and shooting and deflected was De Oliveira. And now Kim had some real estate, tripped up at the last second. No foul call, and we play on.
And the Fury ain't going to go down without a fight, Brian. It's a 2-goal lead, and like we know here in MASL, a 2-goal lead could evaporate in a heartbeat.
2:30 remains here in the third quarter. Ball steered into the near side off the foot of Ruiz. Defended there, well done from De Abreu. Kim will try and maintain possession, but turned over. Escoto now along the near side.
What a turn by Escoto.
And now Pardo will settle things down. 2:05 remains here in the third quarter. Charlie Gonzales is then have to recover defensively and does so, and then turns the ball right over. Childs nearly got his hat trick there, and the rookie goalkeeper made sure it stayed out in Delima. Quick restart for Perez and company. Charlie Gonzales now to the far side. 1:45 remaining here in the third quarter. Ball finds its way to De Abreu. He'll switch off the pitch for a fresh body. Cisse steers it to the far side, and Gonzales. De Oliveira now for Ontario. And now with Gonzales. Does have plenty of room. Utilizes that space, gets a shot off. And Pardo, the save in the end. To the near side, it is Serta. And now Oliveira. Oliveira going around one defender, lets loose, and that's deflected. Steered to the near side glass off the hands of DeLima. Cisse, the captain, tripped up. And after the foul call, restart coming here for Ontario with 1:09 left here in the third quarter.
69 seconds left here in the third quarter, and the Fury will need exactly what the Sockers got at the end of the half, a goal in the last seconds here. And it is something that Adrian Perez will try to do here. Constant fouls here. So you hear it from the crowd there, the moans and groans, but it's been a well-played game so far. Clean in terms of fouls, but entertaining in terms of goals.
Perez now to the far side, just under a minute here remaining in the third quarter. Cisse will steer to Gonzales. And now Perez along the near side corner. Defended there from San Diego. They'll earn a foul call. Escoto, man, he is playing some frustrated soccer here the last few minutes. Did have a coincidental minor tangle up with De Oliveira a handful of minutes ago. And he's playing full force here for San Diego. Silvaggio notices that and takes him right off the pitch. Now to the near side it works. Cisse defending, and a little too aggressive there from the captain. Velez earns a free kick here for the Sockers with 31.9 seconds remaining in the third quarter. A 5-3 Sockers lead. After 4 unanswered goals, the Fury finally got one back. It was all tied at 2 after the half. 31.9 seconds remaining. That's plenty of time for a handful of goals, right?
The way they've been scoring here in the second half, definitely, right? I mean,
San Diego
right
ended
there.
San Diego ended the first half with a goal scored in the last 6 seconds of play. Cisse now for Ontario. Gets away from the defense of San Diego. De Abreu tried to steer that ball to Francisco. That was broken up. 15 seconds now remaining in the third quarter. Ball, what I thought hopped out of bounds.
Yeah.
But if there's a smart penalty to take, that might have been the one for Mandy Reyes. He pulled down Farber. Farber had a clear-cut avenue, really, along the far side to take the ball. Reyes pulled him down, drew the penalty, and here we are with the minor, with 13 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, officially waiting on the blue card penalty call here from the officials.
Yeah, but like you mentioned, Brian, those are exactly the kind of fouls you have to take. If you don't take those fouls, those are the kind of ones that the coaches are then yelling at the players like, why didn't you go ahead and take them down and get the card? If it wasn't for that, it was a clear 1v1, which is the keeper.
So here are on the power play for San Diego. On the power play, just under 50% on the season for the Sockers. On the penalty kill for Ontario, right at 34%. And this minor penalty will obviously carry over to the fourth quarter as we wind down. Here at the end of 3 quarters of play, we have 1:48 remaining on the power play for San Diego, but a 5-3 lead here after 3 quarters of play.
You know, if you're the Fury, you got to be happy with the fact that you got a goal to close out that quarter, but not exactly the way you wanted to start the quarter, Brian. You know, the urgency surely hasn't been there for the Fury. But for the Sockers, you know, they're a team that they look like they're ready for the playoffs to start now. Before the second half started, they were out way before the half was going to get going, you know, ready to go. When the Fury had a dead ball free kick and the timeout was called, they were ready to go already on the field before the Fury. So these Sockers are looking like they are in a gear to playoffs, and they're taking this game exactly that same way.
Ontario Fury Soccer, driven by Mark Christopher Chevrolet. The Ontario Fury would like to thank Mitre USA for providing today's match balls. Mitre, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting good brands, starting production in 1817. Mitre is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Mitre share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Mitre's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Mitre's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. Fans, you're watching Ontario Fury Soccer on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. You can also get the latest all over social media and the news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you are following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter as well. Of course, you can also follow the Ontario Fury all over social media at Ontario Fury. You can also download the MASL app, Jose, free on the Google Play store and iTunes store, you can watch the live broadcast as well as the archived games as well. As the last quarter of play, the season relies on this last quarter of play. Down 2 goals heading into the fourth. The 5-3 lead for the visiting San Diego Sockers. A cushion, like you said, a 2-goal lead in MASL play is not the cushion that you can really rely on. But here they are with the lead, San Diego. San Diego earning that playoff berth, winning the Pacific Division. And they're waiting for the second place Pacific Division standings to officially take place here, as it'll either be the Ontario Fury or the Tacoma Stars. The Tacoma Stars play host tomorrow night against the Kansas City Comets. But first, the Ontario Fury have to win tonight to have a chance, to have a glimmer of hope. If they win tonight, Tacoma has to lose. So a few dominoes have to fall in the team's favor. But first things first, 15 minutes to decide your season.
Yeah, and they're gonna the Fury are gonna have to look at this final 15 minutes of play as a final and its own. You know, they're gonna have to go ahead and get this victory here tonight and win these last 15 minutes. They haven't been able to do so each quarter, like we mentioned in the pregame, they will have to be successful, take it quarter by quarter. And if there's a quarter that they're going to have to take it slow and at pace, it's this one. Not so much slow in terms of play, but with patience and ease and a mindful studies of an offensive attack, the Fury should be in a good position to come back, Brian.
In this final quarter of play, they're working from right to left on the broadcast, and they know how to shut out the Sockers in a quarter. They did so in the first quarter at 0-0 after one quarter of play earlier on, but first things first as well, a power play to kill on the penalty kill. I believe at just 44% for the Ontario Fury on the season. San Diego on the power play, just under 50% at 49. On the kill for the home team Ontario Fury, it is De Abreu, Kim, Cisse, and Jose Gonzales. To the far side it works, and into the hands after the deflection of the rookie goalkeeper, De Lima. And they'll throw it upfield to intended for De Abreu, who will let that roll with 45 seconds remaining here on the power play for San Diego.
So far, the Fury doing very well defensively in this power play, shifting and moving and staying on their toes, not allowing the Sockers anything going here offensively.
Disrupted there from Cisse. He'll dribble up the near side boards. Kind of steered away, took a spill, no foul call there. 20 more seconds remain on the kill for Ontario.
Escoto got all ball there very well defensively by the number 19, the Sockers.
Claire will steer to the near side, and Sosa. And now Claire, and wonderful save there off the hands of De Lima. Sosa, your last goal scorer for the San Diego Sockers. Now to the near side, the ball works with Escoto. Penalty is over for the Ontario Fury. And now Reyes, fresh out of the box, will have a sky-high clearance near midfield. Still in their defensive shell is Ontario. No one pressing up top. Let's see if that changes here in the next few minutes for Ontario. Just underway here in the fourth quarter of play. Escoto again, kind of haphazardly throwing a little extra there as Lovegrove nearly got the upper 90 along the far side. De Lima trying to wake his team up. No one should have a clear-cut shot like that for San Diego in the remaining 12:40 here.
Yeah, in the first couple minutes, I mean, they were killing off the power play, but like you said, once it was done, it seemed like no one attacked the ball offensively. And if you're the Fury, you got to have to send numbers on top now, like they are right now.
Concalves steers it to Charlie Gonzales. Just wide along the near side. Gonzales trying to find the net again for the second time tonight. Disrupts that pass near midfield. Does have Concalves to the far side. Try to get the near side boards, and that's just wide of the goal as Pardo playing off his back line there. Trying to mix things up and applying a little additional pressure for the Ontario Fury shooters. As Cisse now settling things down near midfield.
Unfortunate for Gonzales on that shot. He closed his foot just a little bit too much. Made that shot go wide. Unfortunate for the Sockers.
Now to the far side. Lovegrove tangled up. Excuse me, that was Velez tangled up. I believe Perez along the far side. Foul call in the end on the Ontario Fury.
I think the referee called a handball on Cisse. I'm not sure if he wasn't going to be able to pull a blue card there. It looked rather intentional to me, but nothing for the ref here in terms of pulling out a card, Brian.
Timeout on the pitch with 11:39 remaining here in the fourth quarter of play from Ontario. So glad you can join us live right here on MASL.TV. My name is Brian Tabajay alongside Jose Duran here from the Inland Empire. A 5-3 score here with 11:39 remaining in the fourth quarter. It was 4 unanswered goals from San Diego. Ontario kind of bit back a little bit after the third goal, applied a little bit of pressure there to wind down the third quarter of play. Here we are in the fourth, 11:39 remains. Man, is that like a time that I can't say with any fluid pace there? 11 minutes, 39 seconds remain here in the fourth quarter of play. Nothing to say to your team except a playoff position is at stake here. We need to win this fourth quarter.
Exactly, Brian. And exactly so far after they conceded that power play, and once that power play came to an end, the Fury has seemed to be on the offensive attack mode. But a couple of folks who have been on the stream have been saying, you got to finish those. Charlie has to at least finish one of those two chances there to concrete a goal and get themselves within one goal. But 11 minutes and 39 seconds left here, a lot of time to get 2 goals. And if you're the Fury, it's just a matter of patience and not losing your heads defensively. Man,
the thing that kind of ekes at me after I'm looking over the overall record here at Citizens Business Bank Arena on the season at 6-4, there were a couple games early on in December that kind of got my attention. Losing that game against El Paso 6-7, it was really a breakdown in the fourth quarter. And then losing that one against Sonora, which they completely could have won against a very well and talented Sonora club. No slight to them, but those 2 games, 1-goal loss games in both of those matches, and they could have won both. Nonetheless, here we are in the final regular season game at home, vying for a playoff position to represent the Pacific Division. And look who's on the pitch for the first time tonight, the veteran, Tino Nunez, trying to spark something here for the coach Nordberg, or Jimmy Nordberg, who put him on the pitch for the first time tonight.
Interesting coaching decision not to put Tino sooner. Got to wonder why that was. But nonetheless, he's a player that gives you the dynamic and a change of style once he's in there, and a spark offensively. So that number 15 could definitely get the San Diego Sockers on their heels.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who makes the roster, who's part of the roster next year. Childs lays it off to Claire. Another goal for San Diego, and they double up on Ontario. It's 6-3.
Not sure if there was a handball there or if it was an arm, but nonetheless, the referee says play on. And like we've been saying it throughout the broadcast, Brian, they send a couple players off offensively and not have them come back defensively. And if you're the Sockers, it's 6-3. Hasn't been their best play so far from San Diego, but they don't care about that. They have a 3-goal lead with 10:50 remaining here in the quarter.
Look, they capitalize on their opportunities. That's the bottom line, right? They're 17-3 overall for a reason. They're looking to continue this win streak of 5 games. Last visit here, they played Ontario. Ontario disrupted their winning streak just a month ago here from Citizens Business Bank Arena in a very, very difficult hill to climb, to say the least, for Ontario. Ray Goza now to the near side with De Abreu. Now Francisco, one-on-one against Farber. Chico looking for an avenue, anything, and he fires away fingertip save there from Pardo. He was ready for it, and
it's a great turn by
another great save.
Chico. Yeah, great save. It hasn't been tested as much in terms of that I could recall a save or two here that made a difference. It's only a 3-goal lead, so it also shows you that the Fury haven't contested the way they wanted to, the San Diego goalkeeper. But it's 10-21, 3 goals, get one back, and anything can happen. The game's not over.
Set piece play for Ontario finds its way to De Abreu along the far side. And now Francisco will keep things alive for a split second. And now Gonzales, again on that counterattack, will this time hold up and play his goalkeeper, Pardo.
That's something the Fury haven't been able to do well. Get back from the counter, as the Sad Soccer sent that into the stands here. But I'd like to thank everyone here, like I mentioned, tuning in on the broadcast, and all the folks who have joined us throughout the season here for Ontario Fury Soccer, Major Arena Soccer. Great crowd had here, Brian, and so far a good game, 6-3 San Diego.
Over 3,000 fans joined the party tonight, and it is Fan Appreciation Night, as there will be an autograph session for all the fans with the players after tonight's contest. Some giveaways and surprise giveaways as well. 9:44 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 3 goals isn't impossible, but definitely a high task at hand for the Ontario Fury here against a very seasoned, very well-coached San Diego Sockers club. They're gearing up for the playoffs, and you better believe they're not resting anybody here tonight.
Yeah, they're ready. They looked like they're ready to start tonight, and they took this game actually of what it seems like a playoff game and have the Fury down with 3.
De Oliveira now across the middle of the pitch, and that ball finds its way into a white jersey after a deflected shot. Gonzales trying to backtrack, holds up Escoto for a second, and I'm not sure why he's grabbing his face, but he was definitely pulled down, and a definite foul call there.
I'm not sure what Gonzales is arguing as well. He briefly put his hand on him, and a hand on the shoulder, or else Escoto was gone through that breakaway. That spurts the speed. We saw Adrian Perez trying to break him down, and he got through 2 players on the counter attack. So for the Fury, it's going to be a blue card for Gonzales, and he's out of here for 2 minutes.
So another penalty given up for Ontario. Contact above the shoulders, 2-minute minor penalty for Gonzales. Gonzales will sit in the box with 9:12 remaining here in the fourth quarter, down 3 goals. On the power play for the season, San Diego at 49% on the kill for Ontario, 34%. It is a shootout opportunity here because it was a goal-scoring opportunity on that foul call. So one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
And possibly the player you want least on a one-on-one is Escoto, as he has the technical abilities to be agile with his feet and hips.
After the whistle, it is Escoto. Fakes one way, goes the other, and it's a goal for San Diego. It is a 7-3 Sockers lead.
Escoto, one of their better players here for San Diego, and I just mentioned here that he's the kind of player that has a technical ability to move left and right and has the movement of the hips to fake out defenders, and he did exactly did that to De Lima. Faked him out with the hips move, took him out to his right, open net goal, and it's a 7-3 Sockers lead, and it looks like they're going to bring on the next offensive player, the Fury.
So with 9:09 remaining here in the fourth quarter, a 4-goal lead for the visiting San Diego Sockers. Count that as a power play goal. The shootout attempt was successful for Escoto. A 7-3 Sockers lead. Extra attacker on for Ontario. It is Jose Gonzales. Raygoza back onto the pitch for Ontario. Steers it to the near side, and Charlie Gonzales plays the boards and into the hands of Pardo. No real threat there. Pardo will take a few extra seconds. Throw it out to the far side in Lovegrove. He actually earned a deflection off of Gino Kim on that play, Jose, and it'll be Sockers ball. And the restart coming to the far side with Claire.
So far for the Sockers, everything the way they wanted it to go to start the second half. As they've been the aggressor, they've been the team that's been with the most of the possession, and the Fury just straight out flat to start the second half and the fourth quarter as well.
Gonzales now will possess for Ontario. Steers it right out of the yellow line in defensive third. Steers it to his brother Charlie. Tino Nunez nearly had a chest goal, if you will. A little deflection off of his chest, steered it to the opponent goal and just over the top of the goal. 8 minutes remain here in the fourth quarter. Extra attacker on for Ontario. It is Raygoza, Nunez, Gonzales, Francisco, and Perez. Extra attacker is Jose Gonzales. Gonzales now to Francisco, just out of the reach of Nunez across the goal. Raygoza now disrupted, no shot attempt, but Francisco maintaining possession. To Gonzales, Raygoza to Perez. Craig Childs will disrupt that shot attempt. Quick start and a save off the fingertips of Pardo. 7:27 remains here after the deflection. Restart to the far side corner.
I love the urgency from the Fury, but might it be a little too late here, Brian, with 7:27 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Here we are with Francisco now, and now Gonzales. Jose Gonzales, the extra attacker, will steer it to the far side with Raygoza. 7:15 remains here in the fourth quarter. Gonzales now, and Raygoza. Raygoza lets loose, that's wide. Francisco now on the rebound, and that's over the top. Off the far side glass, it is Nunez. And now Raygoza, and that's into the hands of Pardo. Jose Gonzales, the extra attacker. claiming a deflection off of a San Diego Soccer player, and he earns that ball back. Far side for Perez. 6:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 7-3, the Sockers lead. They've really just shown they can be a completely different team in another half of play. It was all tied at 2, and they've taken control of the second half.
Yeah, they took it to a whole nother level here in the second half. And if you're the Fury, that's exactly what they wanted to do. But like you mentioned throughout the whole the season, Brian, this is a young team. This is a young team meshed with veteran players that have showed in the rookie season for Jimmy Norbert that they're a team to be dealt with. You know, this San Diego Soccer team were undefeated. It wasn't for this Fury team, and showed some good character throughout the season. But I'm very excited to see what they have and the fruits of these young players.
Yeah, you know, you bring up a great point there, Jose. I mean, you speak of Tino Nunez, Corey Murray, the captain Izzy Cisse. Yep. These are all players that have been here all 5 seasons. The inactive Robert Tornell still part of the team. Injury plagued the last season and a half or so. All of these guys, Father Time is catching up, and we've loved being able to be part of their seasons here in Ontario. But it will be very interesting to see what kind of moves they make to kind of revamp this young talented core. You look at De Abreu, you look at Lima, you look at Del Lima in the goalkeeper, Clayson De Lima. You look at the Gonzales brothers. Juan Gonzales also was a nice addition to the team this year defensively. They have a very, very nice, talented young core. Yeah. A lot of speed, a lot of quickness along the outside of the pitch that they can utilize and build off of. It is no slouch that this team will be in contention again next year in their 6th season of play.
Absolutely, and then they were a team that was battling injuries here and left, and it was a really rough start to start the season when they went on that streaks of about 4 or 5 away games that definitely set the tone for the rest of the season to go. But if you're the Fury, you got to be happy with what they've seen so far. As a young team, to be able to be playing the last game of the season, still fighting for something, it shows you the character that these young players have.
And I didn't see what happened to Pardo on that last shakeup. He was a little shaken up before the play was whistled dead. He's up and okay. He remains in the game. He is walking on his own power as well, so good to see that. As Reyes nearly found the top of the net there, Pardo, I believe, got a piece of that off of his fingertips. Officially for Pardo on the season, 8-0-1 for the other goalkeeper, if you want to say that. Chris Toth, obviously the familiar name and familiar face for this franchise. Overall record of 9-2, a scratch for tonight's contest. De Oliveira's shot attempt broken up defensively from a swarm of white jerseys, and now Perez's shot deflected as well.
But it just seems like every shot that the Fury take, there's a foot out there, there's a body out there, there's somebody sliding for the San Diego team. And like I said, they're just a solid defensive team that know the game very well.
And you know what? With this extra attacker on, right, it's almost like a power play.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's, you can put the extra attacker on, but on the kill for the season, they're league best at 77% on the penalty kill. But this is like a penalty kill for them. I mean, they're very comfortable. You can tell right now that they know exactly what to do, when to push the ball up for. Like you see Oliveira right now along the far side, and oh my God, nearly found the far side post there, just wide. But they'll maintain possession with 5:20 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
And as we see Gonzales get the ball back, not so much we saw that from the Fury tonight.
Perez now shoved off the ball and pushed into another defender. Both players okay on both ends. 5:09 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Perez now kind of grimacing a little bit with his right shoulder. He's going to remain in the game. I think he has too much adrenaline right now to kind of take an exit. But you did touch on Belhaj, the player from Tunisia who joined the team midway point of the season. What looked like early on, I believe in the second half, right, was him kind of taking a hamstring injury after a ball was played a little too high for, I believe Belhaj is probably my height, which is right around, I like to say I'm 5'7". My wife tells me I'm 5'6". So we'll go with
5'7".
I'll go with 5'7", all right? but Belhaj tried to attempt to head the ball backpedaling. And it's almost like you get those, when you're backpedaling, it's either your hamstring or your calf, right? You injure your hamstring or you get that cramp in your calf, which is not something you want to experience. But hopefully he is okay for the future time here in Ontario.
Yeah, like you said, even the way he was hobbling, it seemed like it was a calf or a strain. But regardless of that, he's an important player for the Fury moving forward. They brought him here for a reason. And a couple of games before this one, the second game actually that he played, got his first career goal with the Fury, got a couple of move-ins. We see the explosiveness that he has when he jumps off on that with that burst of speed. So like we mentioned, the Fury have a good core of players that if they develop the right way and they mesh, they're going to be successful for sure moving forward.
So restart coming with 5:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. On the pitch, Charlie Gonzales, De Abreu, De Oliveira, Raygoza, and Perez, along with the extra attacker in Jose Gonzalez. That set piece play is broken up from San Diego. De Oliveira will maintain possession here for Ontario near midfield. Under 5 minutes now remain here in the fourth quarter. Steered to the far side is Raygoza. To the near side, Concalves works. Oliveira playing defense on Raygoza, and now Concalves finds a thread. Gonzalez with a left-footed volley attempt just wide of the goal.
Just no space for the Fury players to get any type of shot or to get any type of movements.
No real quality shooting lane, right? Charlie Gonzalez had to turn and shoot with a left-footed volley attempt to even get a shot attempt that cleared defensively past San Diego. So something telling there. I mean, San Diego, a fantastic defensive team with 4:15 remaining. And now Raygoza utilize the extra attacker in Jose Gonzalez. To the far side, boards off. The far side is Nunez. Tried to steer it in the vicinity of Belhaj, and the aforementioned Belhaj. Nice to see him back on the pitch for Ontario. Settled down with Nunez and broken up from Claire of San Diego. Farber now for the Sockers. Steers it to the far side. Claire will review his options and gets tripped up there from Nunez.
It's a great turn there. But give you the Fury, bringing Belhaj in, bringing Tino Nunez in the fourth quarter. Might be looks like it's going to be too late for them here, but a great season overall for the Fury regardless of the outcome tonight.
Belhaj defensively against Lovegrove. And now Jose Gonzalez will steer to Concalves. 3:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Looking for a little spark is Ontario. Charlie Gonzalez right down the middle of the pitch. Gets the ball back from Gino Kim, takes a deflection. That steers wide. Unintentional handball. Called. It is a blue card given.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional whatsoever, but regardless, the shot was going towards goal there, and it's a card that's going to have to be pulling out regardless of it, the intention of it not. Hit his hand, the ball was going towards goal. So for the Fury, a power play here.
So with 2:59 remaining, their second power play on the night. The Ontario Fury on the season on the power play 50%, and we've already touched on their effective penalty kill. But it is essentially a two-man advantage here with the extra attacker. So we'll see how this plays out. 7-3, San Diego leads. Just under 3 minutes of play. 2-minute power play coming up for the home team, Ontario Fury. Over the ball is Charlie Gonzalez. He'll lay it off to Concalves. And just like that, 2 seconds off the clock. And there we are with a power play goal for Ontario. It's 7-4.
Yeah, it seems like Diego Concalves is hearing us up here in the booth talking like we're wrapping up the season. And he says, hey, fellas, not so fast, as I have one here to get and send to the back of the net. It's 7-4 now, and the Fury are back in it with 2:57 left in the in the clock, and like I said, just 2 seconds off the power play. So here come the Fury.
Goncalves nets his 10th on the year. Give the assist to Charlie Gonzales, his 12th on the season as well. Power play goal for the home team, Ontario Fury. 7-4, San Diego lead with 2:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
And the player, Gonzales, was one of those players that we didn't see as much throughout the game, but raises his hand and says, I'm here for the fourth goal of the Fury.
To the far side, the ball works with Ray Goza, and now Belhaj. De Abreu along the near side. De Oliveira trying to dance around one defender, loses the ball, and they'll reset. It is De Abreu, closest man for Ontario. 2:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Extra attacker on for Ontario. A 3-goal deficit. Very difficult mountain to climb here, especially with San Diego on the opposite end of the ball. To the far side is Belhaj. A little 1-2 just out of the reach from Francisco along the far side boards. Pardo now will aim for Farber, and for a split second had possession. Ontario now right across midfield. Francisco applying pressure for Ontario. Felipe Gonzales now for San Diego. Minute 30 remaining here in the fourth quarter. San Diego playing keep away here from Ontario.
Less than 90 seconds. It looks like it's going to be all she wrote for the Fury here, Brian.
So it'll be a matchup between Tacoma and San Diego. First round Pacific Divisional matchup in the MASL. The last and final playoff spot will be occupied by the Tacoma Stars as an insurance goal, if you needed one, is put in from San Diego, and Escoto is a man to sink all ships possible here for Ontario. He gets a hat trick tonight, and it's 8-4 San Diego.
You know, on one side, we've been talking about Adrian Perez and that magical left that he has. And Escoto here with the left strike that finds the back of the net. He's been the player of the match here tonight for San Diego, and is going to be essential for them on the playoffs as they will start against Tacoma, like you mentioned. Big game for Escoto here. It's 8-4 Fury. And if you're head coach Jimmy Norberg, not the way you wanted to end the season, but a couple of notes that you want to take moving forward for next season is the great play of these young players.
So the divisional round matchup will feature a best-of-3 series with each team hosting one game, and the third game being a mini-game following Game 2 if necessary. After the first round of play in the MASL, it will be single elimination round-robin tournament, if you will, with the game being played at the home site of the team with the overall better record. Now Gonzales along the far side, just wide of the goal. 8-4 with 35 seconds remain. Going into this weekend, Monterey has clinched the league's best record and would have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Solidifying a win here tonight, San Diego puts them overall at 18-3. If they win their last and final game on the season, I believe, which is on Saturday, they'll have a 19-3 overall record. Just a game under. Excuse me. They're vying really for a second overall best record.
Yeah.
If, and it's a big if the Solas de Sonora overcome their playoff matchup with the Monterey Flash, that then gives the San Diego Sockers the best league record overall. And if they do advance, it would be home field advantage for the San Diego Sockers. 8 goals. 8 goals, as I get another stat handed to me at the end of the game here. 8 goals has determined a victor in each game of the matchups here this season between the San Diego Sockers and your home team, Ontario Fury. Jose, what a season it was, man.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure, and it's been a great season so far in terms of seeing the great young talent develop. Unfortunately, it comes out short here for the Fury, but it's been a great season so far working alongside you here, Brian, and a pleasure to be having such great fans in the MASL streaming in. And, you know, I'd like to thank all those who have been streaming, following us on the stream. Folks like Art Kramer, thank you for your kind words. Thank you for all the tuning ins on Thursday nights and Sundays. It's been a great year so far here, Brian, here doing college commentary. We're here with you.
Well, it's been a heck of a season for the Ontario Fury. Not the way we wanted to end the season. Overall record will be 10-12. In their 5th inaugural season here from Ontario, they will miss the MASL playoffs this season. Big congratulations to the San Diego Sockers clinching that Pacific Division title a handful of games ago, earning the playoff position. And congratulations really to all the teams that will be advancing to the MASL playoffs, including the Monterey Flash, Souls de Sonora, Milwaukee Wave, Cedar Rapids Rampage with their first ever playoff appearance, the Baltimore Blast, and the Syracuse Silver Knights. And also, of course, another rival in the Pacific Division for the Ontario Fury. Congrats to the Tacoma Stars, all but sealed up officially after their game tomorrow night. Congrats to all the teams advancing in the MASL playoffs. For the Ontario Fury, another successful, terrific season to be a part of here in the MASL. Shout out to the big production team here at Citizens Business Bank Arena, all the fans that come out each and every game to support the Inland Empire team of the Ontario Fury. It'll be an interesting offseason, Jose. Not the result that they wanted in the end to qualify for the playoffs. Nonetheless, another season in the books, another exciting season for the fans. More importantly, another exciting season in the booth here with the Ontario Fury. So glad you can join me throughout the season, Jose. It's been a pleasure for the production team, everyone involved here for the Ontario Fury. We wish everyone luck in the MASL playoffs of 2018. And until next time, fans, my name is Brian Tabajay, alongside Jose Duran here from Citizens Business Bank Arena. Final score between the San Diego Sockers and your Ontario Fury, 8-4. San Diego victorious here from Ontario. We'll see you next time, and have a good night.
See ya, folks.